Out in the field. Matt, is that you? Are you with us?
Yes, I am.
How you doing tonight?
All right. We had a lot of fun. I'm here with Dave McClellan from BFRO. Squatchachusetts. We were out in Middleborough investigating some past stuff, and we're going over a recent sighting. I'll let Dave talk about the sighting, the trackways.
Oh, yes, in Plymouth. A woman sent to the BFRO a nice track line coming through her property from 2 weeks ago at Storm Stella. And she was out in her property before it started snowing. It was fine, just barely a couple inches. It was perfect. She came out a few hours later after the heavy snow, and there was a nice trackway coming right through her property, right into the woods.
I mean,
I'm going to say they were 15-inch tracks. We're still talking to her, working with her. There's really there was nothing to cast or anything, but just very interesting. She's on a cul-de-sac. It was behind her house, like where there should be no people walking through her yard. And she sent it to us like the next morning, so it was very fresh, good pictures. She even shot some video of it.
And I saw some of the photos. Dave, I got to ask you though: is it harder to be able to judge looking at prints in deep snow like that as opposed to like mud prints or something like that? Does the snow make it extra difficult?
Actually, yes, because a lot of the shapes look different, and the terrain moves up and down, and the way the foot strikes the surface. A couple of them were pretty clear. Definitely a foot you could see some toes, but the other ones are. Plus, there's a drag too. While it's walking, the way the feet are striking the top kind of drags the print. So, some of them were kind of distorted, some of them. But there's, I think, two of them that really showed the outline of a big foot and no pun intended, but a couple toes. And like I said, this came in the middle of a blizzard, and she noticed it just after it started snowing. So, very suspicious of what could have been walking around like that. It was definitely 2 feet. She did have the sense of mind to go out with a tape measure. We got some good pictures with the tape. But after a few days of the wind and the weather changes, they distort. There was really nothing we could do as far as making a cast or copies. But we do have the pictures and, her testimony of, that there's nobody out there. She's looking out the window throughout the storm, and nobody coming up and down the road, nobody going. Like I said, she's on a cul-de-sac. There's really no reason for a person or something of that description to be walking through.
But there's been a number of sightings in that area over the last couple of years. It seems like the Middleborough area is becoming a hotbed for these type of reports.
Yes, actually a good chunk of southeast Mass. A couple from Hanson, one from, actually those were sightings. There was a good visual sighting of a creature running across the road in Hanson. West Bridgewater, Plymouth. We've had some other people talk about stuff from the Pine Hills that come down from Plymouth towards Miles Standish Forest.
Whoa. The Pine Hills, man. You're talking about like a mile and a half from my house. Now you're freaking me out.
Oh, really? Yeah, we've had no good sightings there, but some good vocalizations. One woman described it as a high-pitched scream that they thought something was getting, like a woman getting killed. Like a lot of people described that as a sound like someone getting murdered up there. Like, what the heck is that? And just a lot of strange things, plus with these recent footprints in Plymouth. And it's not far from the coast. It made you kind of scratch your head, and I think that was just up before Miles Standish, before you come down and get to Miles Standish.
So then now, these tracks were seen in the snow, in the deep snow during the winter storm. How do you guys go out tonight and try and go about tracking down where this creature might be?
Well, we didn't act tonight. We were in Rocky Gutter where there was a couple incidents last year with a couple men that were in the woods, and they were actually scared out of there by some pretty heavy-duty vocalizations that kind of unnerved them, and they hightailed it out of there. But Rocky Gutter, it seems like from Middleborough, there was a couple sightings on Route 44 reported to the BFRO, visual sightings. over the last couple of years. You know, the triangle itself, it's all connected. Where we were tonight, there was a good set of power lines. Tonight was more of the season starting. We got a couple new members that haven't been out in the field with us that just kind of wanted to get their feet wet, and we were showing them what we use, some of the techniques we use. We really didn't go far, but we're kind of scouting out. So when the weather's nice, we're going to set up a nice base camp, and we'll all go in different directions with radios, keep in touch, and you know, it's hit or miss. Like we were just saying a little while ago, most times you go out and do this, you're really not going to, we don't expect to hear or see anything, so anything you do find, we're going from, tonight was more of a going on hearsay where some past incidents happened, and like I said, it's hit or miss, but it's still wet, still very muddy, so the next month or so before it dries out, there's been a lot of rain lately. It's actually a good time to get out and see what, you'll see tracks from all the critters walking through the woods.
I mean, if you want a little bit of advice on, you know, obviously I don't have the experience that you have with trying to track these creatures, but if you find that you're desperate to try something, I suggest stripping Matt Moniz down, having him stand out there naked, and having all the female Bigfoots come and try to mate with him.
That is the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, maybe we could cover them with honey and barbecue sauce. And
this is getting weirder.
It might actually work. So,
ugh, gross.
So, Dave, how can people follow along with Squatchachusetts if they want to check out more?
Squatchachusetts, we have a Facebook page. We also have a website. That's based out of Granby, out by the Corbin Reservoir. It was Jonathan Wilk that started that, put that together. Me, him, and a few members. And it's pretty interesting group where we really reach out to people. We welcome anyone to go out with us. It's very communal. There's been, over the years, I'm not sure you're familiar with the Bigfoot community, but a lot of bickering, a lot of jealousy, a lot of that stuff, and I think that happens in any realm of the paranormal.
True, yeah.
Very competitive, very, you know, what's this one up to, what's this one up to. But we're more kind of, we encourage people to get involved, come out with us, teach them about the outdoors. We have a couple really good members that are out in the Berkshires they're actual outdoor guides, so they've been out in the woods forever, like grown up. They still do guides for groups, and so when we have a get-together or I don't want to say a conference, but an expedition where a lot of people come, they'll show people how to track, how to make casts, survival skills, staying out in the woods if you're going out to stay out overnight. And
you talk about the controversy, Dave. I'll tell you this. We had Tom Biscardi on the show 5 years ago, and people still, every week, we get comments on that episode from people who are calling him out and talking about that whole hoaxing thing. So, I mean, it certainly definitely is a minefield of a field, you know, but that's a good thing about Squatchachusetts is they can go out with you guys. They can learn how to do it the right way.
Yeah, you know, like I said, we're very like we had a couple people tonight that never been out. Like I said, tonight was more of we were taking a few newbies to us that are involved in other types of paranormal fields, but they kind of want to get involved with always had an interest in the Sasquatch phenomena, and they had a good time. It was enough to just get out in the woods. We were showing them the gear we use. Did a couple wood knocks. You know, we weren't expecting much, but we sit and listen for a while. Put on the thermal imager, scan the woods, just things that gives them an idea of what we do.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for checking in with us, and let us know if you guys find anything, and certainly let us know about what comes up in the future.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for having me on, and it was a pleasure with Matt taking us out. Matt really is very familiar with the area.
I mean, you can bring him back if you want, or you can leave him out in the woods. Either way. All right. Have a great night, Dave. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you very much. Later. Have a good night.
See you later, Moniz. Be safe, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
That's Dave McCullough of Squatchachusetts. You can check them out online and really follow along with what they do. They have fun. You know, they're fun guys. So we're going to take a break right now for the news. When we come back on the other side, we'll bring Melody back in for the Week in Weird, and we'll talk more about dreams. We'll talk more about breaking down dreams and more about what it could all mean here on Spooky South Coast. And you can get involved in the discussion, 508-996-0500, 877-996-1420. Jump in the chat room on SpookySouthCoast.com. Or, we'd rather just talk to you on the phone. Way easier. We'll be right back. New Bedford.